Extraction shooters are an interesting psychological experiment. You put a bunch of people into a map and tell them that their one goal is to get out with as much loot as possible. When you play them solo, every time you meet another player, you're faced with two choices: cooperate or not. You could cooperate, but there's just no way for you to know if the stranger you met will shoot you in the back as soon as you start looting. So it's almost always better to shoot first rather than to get shot first. This environment creates two types of players. The Chad is a beefed up player that actively seeks out fights and will take players head on. They make for good highlight clips, I'll admit, but I'd say that in the long term, there's only one type of player that will survive extraction shooters in the long run: the Rat. See, while the Chad is interested in asserting its dominance, the Rat only cares about one thing: profit. They're the players who take in the budget loadouts, sneak around the POIs, hide in dark corners for most of the raid, ambush players, and most importantly of all, exit camp. What's the psychological profile of a Rat? Well, they'll almost never take a fight unless they're lying in wait or the third party. But I'd say above all else, their entire psyche is dedicated to surviving. So whether that's playing it safe and slow or straight up exit camping, they'll choose the safest methods of playing with the highest payoff. I was strictly anti-Rat in Escape from Tarkov and Arc Raiders. I was one of those guys trying to excuse my bad aim and gameplay by moralizing the need to take fair fights or not betray people. I'm not fooling anybody. I'm not the best FPS player out there, so why did I do that? Now, Marathon made me rethink that mindset. It also doesn't help that 99% of the people I meet try to kill me on sight or kill me for sneaking up on them, which, hey, I'm not here to judge though. It can get scary out there, but if that's the case, why not just fully embrace the Rat life? So in this video, I thought I'd try my hand at it and see if it's possible to make a profit by being a Rat in Marathon. The way I see it, as long as I'm making a profit, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Luckily, Marathon tells you exactly how much your loadout costs and the value of your loot upon extraction. For this video, we're assuming I'm starting with 0 credits. I'll subtract my first loadout value from that, then add whatever profit I make or don't make as I go. If I extract with the same loadout and no other loot, it doesn't count as a profit. But I'll only subtract the cost of any new items I have to buy to restock the loadout. Also, I can't loot in the world. I can only loot from kills or any dead bodies I find. To keep things fair, I'm imposing a limit of 10 runs. It's a nice round number, and I figured for this experiment there needed to be a cap. For now, I'm going to stick to solos, and I also decided I can't use free kits because I think that would just be too easy. With the ground rules set, my first destination is perimeter. So I loaded up my backpack, grabbed my weapons with my little rat paws, and jumped in. I spawn in just south of South Relay, and my strategy for this run is to post up on a POI, preferably somewhere that I can pilot my drone from because I'm playing as a thief, and then I'm just going to wait for the exfils to spawn. In this case, I know that one spawns at South Relay most of the time, so I'm going to go there first. You may have already noticed a fatal flaw in this first loadout that I brought in. It's very expensive. The long shot, the sniper rifle that I brought in, is extremely pricey, and newsflash, if you're playing as a Rat, it's probably best to just stick with a budget loadout. But hey, I'm new to this, so we're rocking it. Once I get to South Relay, I go to this building in the middle of the POI because in my mind, it has the best view of the extract that is like at the far north end. Now all I have to do is wait for the extracts to spawn and see what happens. And just like that, I had my first confirmed kill as a Rat. The only issue is I killed them when they were inside the extract circle, and it makes for a very awkward situation when you try to loot. But despite that, we get some good loot and we get out, and that's what matters. At this point, I still hadn't recognized my mistake of bringing in the long shot. I still thought it was more worth it to bring it in and have it if I needed it instead of, not having it at all. So my loadout price is going to suffer for that, but I continue on anyways. We're going back to perimeter this time. This run was pretty uneventful for the first, 15 minutes. I snuck around the north relay, figured might as well try the pump station as my camp this time. I brought in a trap pack that I thought might be fun to try out, so I post up in a tower near pump station and just throw it out there. And nobody bites. Nobody comes and sees it. I think it was a bad spot. So I move on to actually camping out pump station. I came to realize that there aren't many good spots to hide at this extract. There's a couple of buildings around it, and there's a second floor window in the big orange building across from it. That's gonna turn out to be my downfall. There's just a ton of sightlines on this one. I would not recommend it if you're gonna try to exit camp on this one. I wait till the extracts spawn in, and then this happens. This guy tried to out-rat me. Can you believe it? I actually can't believe that I didn't see him until he shot. That was it was not the best play of mine. So I take a step back and I circle around to re-engage him from a different angle. That's the only thing I can think to do because he's got a perfect sight line on me. But then I hear the extract and I rush back. And at this point, I'm thinking I got him, but that did not last long. He was still there. He was still in that window, and I didn't even think to look for him. That's pretty embarrassing. So things aren't looking too great. We've already lost a very expensive loadout, so I think I'm going to change things up and go to Dire Marsh. This time, we're taking in a very budget loadout. I spawn in at the corner of maintenance, and I think to myself, this is great. There's usually an extract in maintenance, and I can get there right away and hide up in the corner office at the, I think it's north end. There's no loot in there. Nobody usually goes up there, and you can see all the way to Quarantine and to Algae Ponds. It's a great spot. So that's where I head first. But this time, I didn't need to wait until the extract spawned to get some action.
Signal recall window closes in 20 minutes.
That actually went pretty good, but the problem is they're both rocking budget kits or, if not budget, the free loadout, and so the loot's not great. Since I'm in the green though, I decide let's just get to an extract and get out of here while we're ahead. So I start to head towards AI uplink when this happens. Me and this other guy dance around a little bit, trying to figure out where we are, and then he just ends up running away. I'm not able to get him, so I just move on. I find some bodies on the ground, and then I get to the extract. But when I get there, there's already an assassin waiting for me. Like the true rat that I am, I just wait for them to hit the extract button, and then I jump in at the last second so I can get out, so I don't actually have to fight them. It works most of the time. They really did not want to share their extract with me. So I think the lesson from that one is don't necessarily need to camp an extract. You can just hang out wherever you want, wherever it's safe, and just wait for people to come to you. That seemed to work out pretty good. We're going to go back to Dire Marsh next time. This time I spawn in behind Complex and immediately a player runs up on me. Unfortunately, they did not have anything, so we move on. While I'm hanging out in Complex, I start to hear some fighting, so I decide to go check it out. This was actually a pretty decent catch. There's a blue V11 punch and a green LMG and a bunch of patch kits and other stuff. I decide to, again, quit while I'm ahead, and I go straight to uplink for an extract, and luckily it's pretty quiet, so I get out easy. So for this next run, I take in the exact same loadout. That's not going to affect our credit balance, but I did buy some more ammo. I spawn in right outside of greenhouses, and I start making my way towards Algae Ponds when I run into this guy. And you know, watching this back, I can't believe he didn't get me. I had no idea where this guy was, and he was just waiting. So now that I'm actually at Algae Ponds, I get up onto the roof, which you're gonna recognize. Becomes a little bit of a theme for me as we go on in this video, but it's where I hang out for most of this raid. So things are going pretty good at this point. I've got a good spot to hang out. I fly my drone around a little bit, and I find this, I don't know what the name of the rifle is called, but it's like a scout rifle. It's worth like over 1K. Great. Then the game has other plans for me, apparently. So I had to get out of there as quickly as possible and find a new place to hang out. I see there's an extract at AI Uplink, so I head over there. And side note, this has got to be the worst extract on Dire Marsh. There are no places to hide and like a million sight lines. But I'm thinking like a rat, so I go into this middle building and sit at the bottom of the ramp and wait for my prey. And sure enough, doesn't take long until I've got another one of my sights.
You have 10 minutes to exfil.
Looking back, this is where I remember thinking, you know what, this is easy. I'm gonna be out ahead in no time if the runs keep going like this. Unfortunately, the next few were very bad and almost not worth showing. So I'll probably save you some of the details and just cut around when I just get absolutely slimed by people. For some reason, run 7 didn't actually record, but basically what happened was I waited the entire 25 minutes and then had my extract essentially snaked by somebody who was wearing a purple shield. So they'd clearly just been waiting, looted a locked room and were just waiting. This was the first time I ran into that, so it was basically a wash. Nothing happened. Total's still at the same. All right, so on to run 8. I take in another overrun. It's a pretty budget kit still. I spawn in maintenance and wait in one of the vents on the lower level, but nothing happens for a good 10 minutes. So I decide to go to Algae Ponds. And I wait for pretty much the entire match. I think it's around 5 minutes when the lucky contestant shows up.
3 minutes. Location exfil immediately.
Finally, I'd done it. This was the biggest jackpot I had hit in my time doing this. It felt good. Look at all those blue cores, the blue guns, the blue backpack. It felt really good. So feeling my luck turning around, I put all of my stuff into the vault and I take in the exact same loadout that I had from run 8. And since it worked last time, I decided to go right back to Algae Ponds. I wait for about half the match here until I hear some fighting behind me, and then I throw out my drone. And this player was actually super loaded too. You can tell I'm really scared because I don't actually loot some of the more expensive stuff and I throw my backpack on the ground, so I panicked a little bit. I probably could have made out with way more if I had just kept my cool. But that's round 9 in the bag. We are almost done. And if my luck keeps up, I feel like this is going to be super easy and I'm going to have so much profit. At least that's what I was thinking. The reality though, it's not so great. I was really hoping this video would go out with a really big fight or, another fat loot stack. As usual, though, the game had other plans for me, so I hung out at AI Uplink for essentially the entire game until there was about 5 minutes left or so, and nobody showed up. It was not fun. So I see there's an extract at BioResearch. I head over there thinking I can catch somebody in the last minutes of the game. Nobody shows up there. The timer runs out. The last extract spawns all the way across the map, and I can't get there in time. I just die, just like that. Not a good feeling, I'll tell you that. So where does that leave us with our running total? Well, I did a little bit of math here, and hopefully I didn't get it wrong. If you notice something wrong with the math, don't tell me in the comments. I don't care. This is just for fun. But by my calculations, we actually made, are you ready for it? 3,907 credits in profit. Come on, that's pretty great, right? We only spent almost 10,000 credits. It's not bad. I'm happy with how this experiment worked out. I think some things that it showed me is that you really are paying with your time doing this strategy if you're just extract camp, because you have to sit for most of the match until the players come to you. You can actively hunt if you want. I don't really think that's part of the rat mindset though. But as I'm finishing up working on this video, I realized that by highlighting some of these extract camping spots, I was potentially unleashing an evil so incomprehensible into the community that no extract will be safe. I remember when videos about extract camping spots were blowing up around probably midpoint of Escape from Tarkov's popularity, and it just got so bad. So if this inspired anybody to do extract camping, you know what? Just go do it. This was a pretty fun way to play, in my opinion. It forced me to think on my feet. It forced me to be patient. It forced me to really push the limits of how the stealth works in this game. So if you want to give it a try, I would recommend it. You're going to learn the maps a lot better, and you're going to understand where players are coming from. And I'm going to say it now, I'm sorry to anybody who was caught in this video at extract by me. And it's nothing personal, it's just business. With all that being said, thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like and a comment and maybe hit subscribe. I actually just hit the point where I can have memberships. And I have a few that are actually up there right now. If you're really not into it, don't feel any pressure to actually sign up. That's okay. I'm still trying to figure out what the rewards will look like. But if you go through that, it's a way to support me. But even just leaving a like and a comment is enough support. So thank you to everybody who watched, and good luck to all you rats out there. We'll see you planetside.